Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is very good. You know how we put stuff out into the world and the world responds and people have their vision boards or whatever for that sort of thing. But in today's day and age, it's slightly different, whereas we put things out into the world and our phones are listening and then showing us things it thinks we want to see. That happened today. I got served a video, and as soon as I saw it, I said, well, let's click this. I've never heard of this channel before. I've never, whatever. But I thought, well, let's watch it. And I did, and I want to talk about it. The video is called How to Manage Multiple Interests, and it's by a channel called Oddysseas. And I will put the link down below. This is a video about being a polymath, or about having being a Renaissance man, or whatever, like having all these interests. And listening to this person talk, I don't know his name, I don't know anything about him. I share a lot of similarities in that sense of I see a thing, I want to learn how to do that thing, and I do that thing, and then I see something else, and whatever. And he mentions, he specifically mentions a moment in time where he's watching a thing and he sees somebody making soap and he goes, oh, I want to learn, I wish I could make soap, I'm going to learn how to make soap. And then like immediately after sees somebody making mead and goes, oh, man, I should learn how to make mead. I super identify with that. But for the most part in my life, I've been able to take those moments and go, oh, I want to know how mead is made. And I'll go read about it and go, cool. And then that's it. So I've never made mead. I've made wine, I've made hard ciders, I've made Applejack, but I've never made mead. And I don't really have any interest in it. But I have had 1,000 interests, and I've tried to manage them all, and it never works out. And he gives some really good examples of, he talks about, like, basically the learning curve. Like when you first start a task, you have really rapid progress because you're in that uninformed progress stage where the basic skills are, you can learn those without a teacher, and you go, oh wow, I'm really good at this. And then you hit this peak, and then everything gets really hard because now you've entered the stage where you have to put forth effort, and then it dives. And then you realize, like, man, this is a lot more effort than I expected because, my initial skills ramped so fast, and now I'm plateaued and I'm not going anywhere and I feel whatever. And he talks about, if you can power through that and not give up, you'll start to see, oh, I've got this. I can, add on, whatever. But here's the thing. So the reason I wanted to talk about this, go watch it. It's an excellent video. It's like 15 minutes long. He talks about his way of coming to terms with all of the things that he wants to do and deciding on what he's going to do. And that was to put a list together. We like lists, right? His suggestion was write down the things that you're interested in, the hobbies, the things that you want to do, and then rank them. That's simple. Like, figure out the ones that mean the most to you. And he said this gave him a bird's eye view of everything that he has, all these little things that he has going on in his life that he's trying to manage or trying to do. Put them in some sort of order. I get it. I respect the idea. The problem is, I started writing the list. Currently, actually, there's not a lot on the list. That's surprising. Right now, reading, woodworking, board games. That's really the three main things, right? There's still a ton. I have letterpress printing or woodcut printing that I like to do. I have some other things I haven't talked about that we will probably talk about in the future. But the main things, woodworking, reading, board games, okay. The thousands of other interests. I do want to get better at cooking. I love cooking and I cook every day, and I have for years and years and years. But, there's new recipes, there's new things I haven't tried, there's, whatever. I'd like to learn more skills in that regard. But that's kind of like I'm already on that path. That's not, whatever. Anyway, the point is, there's There is more to the list. There's things like welding. Welding I can do. I'm terrible at it. I'd love to be better at it. Music. I'd love to do music. I'm terrible at it. I forget what else. The list is upstairs. Whatever it is. Pickleball. You know, I'd love to go play. Like, there's all of these things. The problem is, I can't rank them. None of them are more important to me than the others. It's literally impossible. I sat and looked at this list and went, would I rather woodwork or read? I did either one. Like, they're both enjoyable. They're enjoyable for very different reasons. And that's part of the thing, is reading for me is, it's a form of escapism. It's a form of connection. It activates some empathy and some consideration, and it allows me to view the world through different viewpoints. It kind of opens me up a little bit. Woodworking doesn't do any of that. Woodworking is more like meditation for me. It's more like all the other things go away and I get to focus and be present in the moment. Whereas reading is, I don't want to be present in the moment. I want to be somewhere else. There's no way I could, I don't know. Like, it just depends on the situation. Like, it depends on my day. If my day is, man, I could use some time to just kind of zone out. I'm going to come, don't zone out around power tools, but you know what I mean? Like, I need to kind of be present in the moment, you know, sit with my ideas and create something fruitful. That's what woodworking is for. Board games are more of a social thing for me. When I was younger, they were competition. I was more interested in being the best board game player I could be. I was a very, very competitive card game player of both trading card games and traditional games like Bid Whist and Trumps was a game we played in Hawaii, poker, that kind of stuff. But as I've aged, I don't care so much about the game. It's more about hanging out with friends, spending some time together, having a little friendly competition, or in some cases with cooperative games, no competition at all. We're just solving a puzzle together. So I can't rank any of those things. I just can't. Writing. How did I forget writing? Writing. I love writing. I write a lot. All the time. Things are coming out of my head. But it's not something that none of these things, in fact, zero of these things am I willing to sit and do when I'm not into it. And part of it is that I have those reading, writing, arithmetic, reading, writing, woodworking, and board games. Part of the reason is I've been doing those things for 35, 40 years. I've been doing those things my whole life. And so there's no order. They just fit into my life when they need to. And I'm okay with not writing for a month because I'm busy reading. I'm okay with not woodworking for 6 months. I haven't woodworked at all this year. I glued a panel together. Oops. I'm okay with not woodworking because I'm focusing on reading and writing right now. I haven't played board games, but there's one day, maybe 2 days this year I've played board games, but I'm working on, you know, like, it's okay. All the other little ancillary interests, the little things that could steal my time here and there, playing a video game, you know, whatever it might be, none of those things am I looking at as in, like, this is a skill I'm trying to develop and I'm trying to put, and here's the thing. So, okay, undo everything I just said. The thing is, I think that I have come to this point in my life where I'm not doing any of these things because I'm trying to find a career path. I'm not writing because I want to be a millionaire. I'm not woodworking because I want to be self-employed. I'm not in search of success, financial success. I'm doing these things, my 4 main hobbies, because I enjoy them, and they fit into my life seamlessly when there's room and time for them, when it calls. And I'm not going to ever say, all right, I'm done with writing, I'm never going to try it because woodworking is my thing, and when I have free moment, I'm going to woodworking is it. There's never going to be a day where I say, this is my thing and I'm going to do it forever. And so while this system maybe isn't right for me, I think it's a valuable thing to think about, and it's a valuable thing to process. And this would have been super valuable for 20-year-old Chevee, who was constantly bouncing around trying to find the next thing, because I was hungry, literally hungry, spiritually hungry, and poor. And I was looking for an outlet. Anyway, great video. Go watch it. What do you got going on this weekend? We're going to see a Pirates game tonight. Should be interesting. And then it's Memorial Day weekend, so 3-day weekend. I've got both kids are here. Just gonna kind of hang out and hopefully figure out some stuff to do together. What do you got going on? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again on Monday. Today's word you should know sounds smart is visage. It's a noun meaning face or overall appearance. When the doctor entered the patient lounge, his grim visage told the whole story before he could say a word. Visage, V-I-S-A-G-E. For some reason, when I read that word, I thought of it more like a costume instead of just a facial, but it is. After reading it, it makes sense.